I'm on a path. Hey SJ, I wanted to talk to you about YouTube, the drinking community, and clarify a little bit more about what I feel is a group and what I feel is a community and what it's made up of. I don't think that we're disagreeing. I think that we're just working out information for better understanding. So what do you feel? Do you feel that anyone let you into the YouTube drinking community? Do you feel anybody that can kick you out? That's the difference between a community and a group, like a club. Somebody is a gatekeeper. They say you could come in, they give you requirements, they might give you duties, they might kick you out. I don't like that exclusive stuff at all. I don't like how that makes people who aren't going to be a part of it. They're either excluded or they kind of feel like it's almost like there's all these people around and someone's going around like corralling them. I'm like, why don't you just let everybody out so we can walk around and talk with one another, and then talk about whatever our interests are. Because what makes up the YouTube drinking community, like you so rightly pointed out, and I could add to that list walkers and talkers and poets and musicians and artists of all different kinds. We're a part of the community, and no one tells us that. We feel it, and that's what makes it so beautiful. And those people that with all their different interests in our community aren't groups. I don't think. Though I wouldn't argue it if it became a problem. I'd say fine, they're groups. But I just think they're people gathering to share common interests, because a lot of those people are, like me, are interested in a whole lot of different things. I don't want to be defined as any one thing. That's the thing I was writing. If you try to define me, you're trying to lock me down, and you're trying to not let me have the freedom to show you whatever kind of facet of my personality I choose to do at the moment. Like that's a pretty good poem for a malt liquor drinker. I'm like, no, that's a pretty good poem for me, for Earl. I am not, the people. I am not my interests. My interest is probably what makes me interesting. But that doesn't define me. I'm not part of a group. I'm just part of, if anything, I'm part of an interest group. How about that? And everybody's welcome. Just like I feel welcome when I'm watching people do a homebrew update, and like when Glitch punched a hole in his refrigerator, that was the first I heard that we didn't have to have a kegerator. I'm like, what, really? That's gonna save me some money if I ever have electricity in a bigger place, a bigger shed. So I think I'll restate my intention again, because some people got a real idea of that I was trying to limit people and almost acting like in a hostile manner, but it wasn't my intention at all. Though I think I was a little annoyed that day. Try again. I just want people to speak up when they see something that they like, because a lot of us do this. Hey, what up? Just I thought I'd make a video, say what's going on. Not much, just chilling. All right. Well, if you're gonna say not much is going on, I'm just chilling, that's some good information. We can kind of tell that. How about this is an excellent opportunity for say, I saw so and so do this video. I liked it. This is why. I heard this topic come up. I think it's interesting. This is why. Somebody said this. I disagree with it. This is why. Somebody did this. I think it's terrible. Do you know about this? Like when 40 LaForge, whatever trouble somebody's having in the tubes, like someone's getting flagged or something like that. I wish I would have known about that right away. And this actually makes me think about Mr. Badass Andy. I asked him. So I don't know if you guys actually asked him. Yes, I'm like, hey, do you just leave comments on people's channels? Are you just farming for views? And he said no. And that's good enough for me at the moment. But it does occur to me, if Badass Andy's just, great video, great kill, he goes around to everybody's pages, almost everybody, way more people than I know. It'd be interesting if Mr. Badass Andy said, great video, hey, did you know 40 LaForge's video page is getting flagged down? That's kind of like almost like a public service. That'd be awesome if he was interested in that. But I'm not saying that he should do that or anything, or anybody should do that. I was just saying like that would be great if somebody reported the conditions of the tubes. But I think it's up to all of us, though. You know, if like 6 or 7 of us would have mentioned that when it was happening, I think I would have been more likely to pick up on it. Because as much as I'm on the tube, sometimes I'm only on there just long enough to upload, check in a couple things, and I'm like at the library, and then I leave. I have to go to work. All right, and then last thing I'll touch on is the group thing, and once again, why I don't think groups have any place in our community. And what a group is a gatekeeper, and somebody issues you duties. So there was this group called the BDU, and people, like, when people got on, they're like, what up, BDU? And a lot of them just talked to each other. They made videos for each other. They were very clearly talking to people inside their group about things. Sometimes you wouldn't even know exactly what they're talking about, 'cause sometimes they didn't want to say it, but they wanted to talk about it. So they're saying, well, you know about that problem we had last night? I don't know, man. It just seems to me that... And I'm like, well, I don't know what problem they're talking about. I don't know who they're talking to. I feel excluded. And it made the community feel a little less vibrant and a little bit more penned in. And then they had problems with like some people acting racist, or maybe they just flat out were racist. And their community couldn't deal with it because they weren't set up to deal with it. I heard the guy talking about it, and two things he said. Like, one was really touching. Was I'm white, my wife is black, and our baby is a part of both of us, and my baby is beautiful. And I'll never forget that. That was beautiful. What a thing to say. Touched me. It moved my heart. It showed what kind of like love and compassion that guy had in his heart. By the way he tried to deal with it. He's like, I think that the BDU, I think of the BDU as my family, and if some of my family members are erring, then I want to like help them get back, on the right path. But I think the reason why they couldn't is because those people actually were racist, and they were piping racism straight to that guy's house. He was afraid, that his wife would overhear it. Imagine being in your own home and hearing something like that. So, and what would we do in our community? What would we do in the YouTube drinking community if a bunch of people started exhibiting racism? You tell me. The community could tell me, because that's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying like, I'm not saying I want to control things. That's ridiculous, by the way. I'm saying that we should speak up, and by doing so, we'll solve our problems that way as a group. We, the people, will guide the YouTube drinking community into the future. We, the people, are we, the individuals. Actually, I'd say. Think of yourself as an individual, and you won't wait around for somebody else to speak up. All right, SJ, I hope this isn't too long, and I'll see you in the tubes, my friend.